Namaskar. In this video, I will discuss about side impact. Negative entities effects caused by the skin blemish therapy procedure are different as well as unpredictable. Regarding 25% of individuals will certainly experience some noticeable side effects. One of the most common include mild queasiness and diarrhea. These negative entities effects can be compared to the symptoms of moderate gastrointestinal disorder. These fairly moderate negative entities effects will primarily be short-lived, commonly lasting just a few HRS. Stronger side effects can last much longer, as well as include all the above signs at more severe levels. Most of the times, these signs and symptoms will certainly take place just at night, in between dusk as well as dawn. A lot of my very early volunteers were not informed regarding negative entities effects. We did not recognize what to anticipate at that time, which dismisses psychosomatic causes. Solid negative entities effects have happened in much less than 5% of people I have collaborated with throughout the years. In one instance, a white male teenager was stricken with extreme nausea, complied with by throwing up and diarrhea, within 30 seconds of using a blue ink icon to a dark mole on the side of his neck. After an hour, during which time he was in distress, I washed off the ink symbol. All signs disappeared within a few minutes. This response occurred during the very early night. The young man did not want to continue the experiment. In an additional case, a dark-skinned Burmese adult male had 2 raised moles on the side of his forehead. He had carried these because of birth. After the therapy was started, there were no instant adverse effects. But when I inspected him 2 weeks later on, I discovered he had been stricken the opening night with mysterious nausea or vomiting and anxiety attacks, and also nightmares. These signs proceeded every night for the week after his moles were initially marked. Initially, he was retouching the ink signs with a pen, as instructed. He then presumed the ink signs had something to do with his illness, and he removed the ink. The marked moles fell off while doing so, as well as never ever returned. At a 7-day poverty workshop I gave in 2005, I presented the skin blemish treatment method on the 2nd day. A white grown-up male challenged this. He marked 3 prominent moles on his head before the team. On the second last day, he removed 1 mole in course and showed it to me. I after that called the team around to view as he peeled the others. He claimed he had experienced moderate nausea the first 2 evenings after he initially marked the moles. Due to the fact that the queasiness had nothing serious, but actually put it down to the change of water and also food. Generally, more powerful side effects appear more probable to occur, with moles on the head and also neck locations. Unusual adverse effects of treating significant negative entities attachments is infection. These infections can be toxic as well as occur in the most unlikely areas. If an infection, including boils, appears, use iodine and seek clinical aid earlier than you normally would, as antibiotics may be called for. Iodine aids combat granuloma-type infections due to the fact that it permeates the skin. While working with negative entities add-ons years back, at various times, my coccyx and after that my ideal elbow joint became seriously infected. There was no break in the skin at either location, and also my medical professional was mystified. The painfully infected coccyx burst and also recovered after I'd taken 2 courses of antibiotics and used iodine on a regular basis. It took a week in healthcare facility on intravenous antibiotics to clear the elbow infection. I was delirious for 2 days. At one stage, amputation was arranged. Thankfully, this measure was not needed, and also the infection healed entirely. Once more, extra care is required when servicing energy body accessories. Negative entities effects appear to be a favorable indicator, however, as they mean that the skin blemishes being dealt with are reacting to treatment. If side effects are too unpleasant, wash off the ink prior to dusk and also reapply it the next morning, maintaining the symbols on only in daytime HRS. It is smart to have any type of skin blemish inspected by a physician, particularly if they significantly change or obtain contaminated. They might require to be surgically eliminated, and the surgery will often eliminate the energy body accessory as well. Nonetheless, it is reckless to attempt to clarify the ink-based skin blemish treatment procedure to others, especially physicians, as this will certainly be considered insane talk. If I had actually not experienced the skin blemish treatment method myself, I would likewise consider it insane. Treating some sorts of skin blemishes likewise might cause some short-term adjustments in wellness. Existing medical problems like diabetic issues must be monitored throughout treatment. I have very little information on treating skin imperfections while pregnant. I do not advise this treatment during pregnancy due to the fact that if extreme side effects happen, they might create medical issues. Precautions for dealing with children. Additional care must be utilized when dealing with children with ink icons. While these methods are obviously safe, youngsters ought to constantly be kept an eye on throughout treatment. I have actually seen solid adverse effects, including abrupt very high fevers, occur numerous times in children. High temperature can trigger convulsions and also brain damage. If high temperature shows up as well as analgesics stop working, to quickly reduce it, remove all ink icons. Treat the fever as a typical ailment and instantly provide the child a warm shower or bathroom to lower body temperature quickly. If an ink sign is creating a fever, the fever must rapidly decrease as soon as the sign is eliminated. Look for clinical interest instantly if you have any worries for your child's health and wellness. If a youngster experiences a high temperature or other side impacts, I recommend applying the therapy only during daytime hours and also cleaning off the ink before sundown. If fever still takes place, terminate the treatment. General considerations for the skin blemish. Treatment method. The impacts of ink icons on skin cancers or on possible skin cancers are unidentified. I'm not encouraging using ink icons as a treatment for skin cancers. If any doubt exists whether a mole could be cancerous, see a doctor and have it inspected. None of my volunteers experienced any hazardous adjustments in the moles they treated. If benign moles and also skin acne are removed, however, they certainly cannot then become malignant in the future. Skin blemish elimination undoubtedly has solid cosmetic applications. Damaging skin blemishes, such as moles and also swellings, can be removed simply to improve look. There is no reason not to do this. It can be socially hard to use ink icons. Humiliating questions are sure to be asked if they are visible. If you're using the ink to a visible area, claim on the hand or face, covering the signs with a sticky place plaster or makeup, using the ink icons only at night, or using more large apple to hide the ink signs will aid you avoid uncomfortable questions. If individuals do see the ink signs and also inquire about them, just say you were scribbling. People may roll their eyes, and assume this odd. However, this answer is often sufficient to please individuals' curiosity. Additionally, you can provide no explanation, as well as see individuals go crazy with inquisitiveness. As noted earlier, it is not an excellent concept to try to discuss this treatment to individuals. Alternative approach for removing moles as well as protuberances. Edgar Cayce provided an approach for eliminating moles as well as blemishes in his analyses 573.1 and also 1179.4. This technique is given at the course, the Edgar Cayce course for health via drugless treatment. See bibliography. The method entails mixing a couple of drops of raw castor oil with a pinch of bicarbonate of soda, making soft drink into a gummy paste. This paste is applied to moles and also verrucas, as well as covered with a spot plaster or balm on each evening. Cayce additionally advised rubbing raw wheel oil into the basic area of level moles daily until they drop away. I hypothesize that this technique involves comparable principles to Heaven ballpoint pen technique. The Cayce method is a useful alternative for mole and mole removal. Since we have actually acquired some context for negative entities-related problems, the following phase contains the main arsenal of anti-negative entities countermeasures. These countermeasures consist of direct techniques, in addition to means to soothe circumstances prior to they end up being issues. No single countermeasure offers a complete remedy to negative entities issues. Combinations are required for the best end results.